Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of Season 5 of Supernatural. The last episode we watched together was Season 5, Episode 4, The End. And that episode was about Dean being shown the future, where he has become like a hardened sort of warrior, because Sam said yes to Lucifer. It was like the middle of the apocalypse sort of thing, and the future Dean was kind of like dark, sacrificed his own people, shot that guy in the head quite quickly. Or was it the head or the chest? He shot him quite quickly, and there was a lot of stuff happening. Also, if it's the light is a little weird and a little dark, it's very grey, very rainy outside. It's very glum. So naturally, I usually for my daylight, there isn't a lot of daylight. But knowing my luck, because however every time I go to film, the sun appears. It'll be grey, gloomy half of the episode. The sun will be like, "I'm here," and make it really weird on camera again. So yeah, I apologise if the lighting is a little bit odd, but you know what? You're just here to watch episode, right? So most of you probably don't really care. Yeah, so last episode was good. Sam and Dean got back together at the end. They seem to be hunting together again, which is awesome. I don't like them being apart. And had a nice little conversation about that. And I'm just intrigued to see where that goes, what the relationship's going to be like moving forward. It's going to be strained because it's Sam and Dean. And even when they make up, there's still like residual feelings. And even though they're like, working together again, it's not stopping the fact that Dean's still pissed off about Sam. Sam's still upset that he's got to be the vessel for Lucifer, and a lot is still going on, so it's not going to be an easy ride. But I believe this episode is a Monster of the Week episode, so I'm excited to see what it's about. It's called Fallen Idols. Fallen Idols. Fallen Idols. I don't know. I don't even know what to guess from that title what it's going to be about. Something to do with famous people? Idols? I don't know. I guess we should jump into the episode to find out, because I'm excited for Monster of the Week. I'm excited for more Supernatural. It's been a while. I hope it's a really good episode and a really fun one. But yeah, if you're interested in watching the full reaction to this episode, as well as the next episodes in advance if you're watching over on YouTube, there's a Patreon link in the description box. Please check it out. It does really help me out. And yeah, just see if there's anything over there that interests you. And let's jump into Season 5, Episode 5 of Supernatural, Fallen Idols.
All right, buddy, what's so important you couldn't tell me over the phone?
Trust me, Jim. It's important.
It's a car.
Wait a minute, you're not
It's the Batmobile.
telling me that this is...
Yep.
You found it?
Not Batmobile. Little bastard. That rings a bell.
You found it.
It's pretty swish.
You start her up yet?
Nice.
Been waiting for you?
Yeah, I'm waiting to rub my nose in it, right?
Exactly.
Whoa, wait. We need to record this for posterity's sake.
Great idea.
There's a spirit nearby. That's what they do, right? Spirits? Uh-oh.
Cal?
Sounds like he has crashed.
Cal? Hey, you all right, man?
But the car
I thought I heard something.
hasn't moved.
Cal? Oh, come on, Cal.
Oh my god.
Cal!
That's really brutal. Oh.
Dude suffers a head-on collision in a parked car. I'd say it's worth checking out.
Yeah, definitely. But
Brutal.
we got bigger problems, don't you think?
I'm sure the apocalypse will still be there when we get back.
Not their way of going. We're just doing a Monster of the Week
Yeah.
episode. Let's forget about the apocalypse.
It's really out there somewhere.
Hey, we've been looking for 3 weeks. We got bupkis. It's just this is our first real case back at it together. No, I think we ought to ease into it. Put the training wheels back on.
So you think I need training wheels?
Now we need training wheels. You and me, as a team.
Yeah.
Okay?
It'd be nice to see them just doing a hunt. So that's some of my favourite episodes. I mean, obviously like finales and stuff are amazing.
We really want this to be a fresh start, you know, for the both of us.
I love a good old hunt episode. Special guest star Paris Hilton. What? Paris Hilton? Is this because he was in House of Wax, maybe? So at least she's come and done an episode of Supernatural.
He was the only one on the scene for miles.
They were best friends.
Most violent crime are committed by someone close to the victim.
And
What evidence have you got other than...
slam Cal into a windshield
Yeah.
with all the force of an 80-mile-per-hour crash?
Yeah. Drugs.
Drugs, maybe?
Typical police always blame it on
This
drugs.
ain't brain surgery, boys.
PCP.
Whatever it looks like,
They always blamed him Buffy.
that's what it usually is. It's simple.
Simple. Right.
I mean, I heard about the curse, but I just thought it was a little crap.
Curse? What do you mean curse?
The car. Little bastard.
Little bastard. As in the little bastard?
What's little bastard?
It's James Dean's car. It's the one he was killed in.
Cal been looking for it for years,
James Dean,
Hell,
what a
little
good looking
man.
man that was. Oh,
but he found it first.
poor guy. So he died in James Dean's car
Oh, we are definitely checking this out.
the way James Dean died. Because he died in a car crash, right?
Well, after James Dean died, his mechanic bought the wreckage and he fixed it up. And it repaid him by falling on him. Then Tony McHenry was killed and locked up on the racetrack. I mean, death follows his car around like exhaust.
That sounds like it's all
Touches
real
a bunch of
stuff.
me in one piece.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, man, if this car is little
It's a
bastard,
really
I will
nice
bet
car.
you dollars to donuts it's what killed the guy.
Yeah.
So how do we find out?
Cal matched the VIN number, but the only real way to know is the engine number.
Hello.
You want me to do it?
No.
I love episodes like this. It's so refreshing. And it's just like fun and less stressful. I'm really enjoying this so far.
Don't hurt me.
Need a flashlight?
No. Hey, world's smallest violin, pal. I spent the afternoon up Christine's skirt. I needed a drink.
Actually, you didn't.
Meaning?
The car's first owner was a cardiologist.
In Philadelphia, drove it till he died in 1972.
So you're saying
That Porsche is not, nor has it ever been.
James Dean's car.
Oh.
It's a fake little bastard.
well, then what was it that killed the guy?
Good question.
My God. It's you.
Paris Hilton.
You're dead. You're supposed to be dead.
Or Abraham Lincoln. Was he always that angry?
No, no.
So he got shot in the head, right? Is that right? Shot in the head at the...
With a long black coat and a beard? Beard.
Y un sombrero.
Dude is wearing a sombrero?
hat.
A hat, not a
No, no, no. Un sombrero alto.
tall hat?
Oh, like a top hat.
Un sombrero alto. Muy alto.
What do you mean, like a stovepipe hat?
Sí.
Oh yeah, you know, like Abraham Lincoln.
Sí. El presidente Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln killed Mr. Hill.
Ooh.
Whoa.
What?
Is that James Dean?
There's a freeze frame from Jim Grossman's video. Am I crazy or does that look like James Dean?
That looks like James Dean.
James
So we got
Dean
Abraham
and the
Lincoln.
music scene.
And James Dean? Famous ghosts?
Maybe. Professor Hill was a Civil War nut. He dug Lincoln.
And Cal must have been a James Dean freak. He spent 17 years of his life tracking down the guy's car. So you're saying that we've got two super famous, super pissed off ghosts killing their super fans?
For some reason.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh. Is there a James Dean boxwork here? Candy.
That Lincoln is so lifelike. I mean, you know, you can just imagine him moving around. You ever seen anything like that?
No.
So,
Well,
not the waxworks come to life.
Anything you could think of that would make your museum unusual? You know, for the
Maybe it's like a spirit that wants to be
There's not another
idolized
place like this,
somehow.
Not anywhere.
How so?
Well, for one, that's honest Abe's real hat.
It is.
Almost like his remains.
Yeah.
I guess.
You wouldn't happen to have any of James Dean's personal effects, would you?
Yeah, got his keychain. I got a bunch of stuff. Gandhi's bifocals, FDR's iron lung. This,
Gandhi can come to life. For sure.
And who did that belong to?
the Fonz. Seasons 2 through 4.
Maybe the apocalypse has got them all hot and bothered. Yeah, well, we all know whose fault that is.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's true. I'll call you later.
What's up, Bobby?
What's going on? So we're just gonna pretend I didn't hear what I just heard?
Pretend or don't pretend. Whatever floats your boat.
This was supposed to be a fresh start, Dean.
Well, this is about as fresh as it gets. Now we going or not?
Dina. For God's sake. Well, he's a really interesting character, but God, in real life, I would hate to be around him. I'd be like, ah! I knew Gandhi was going to appear at some point.
Is that Gandhi? Yeah. Dude, he's squirrely. Get the what? Glasses.
You know, this isn't gonna work.
What isn't?
Us. You, me, together. I thought it could, but it can't.
You're the one that wanted back in, Chief.
And you're the one who called me back in.
I still think we got some trust building to do.
How long am I gonna be on double secret probation?
Till I say so.
That's not fair.
Look, I know what I did. What I've
And
done.
again, I know I'm going to get
I'm
comments.
trying to climb out of that
We need to be
hole.
open with
I
each
am,
other.
but you're not making it any easier.
So what, am I supposed to just let you off the hook?
No. You can think whatever you want. I deserve it, and worse. Hell, you'll never punish me as much as I'm punishing myself. But the point is, if we're gonna be a team, you and I, it has to be a two-way street.
That's
So we
fair.
just go back to the way we were before?
No, because we were never that way before. Before didn't work. If we're gonna do this, we have to do it different. We can't just fall into the same rut.
Makes sense.
What do you want me to do?
You're gonna have to let me grow up, for starters.
Obviously, it's easier said than done. And there's no way to, like... How do you word that in a way that makes sense? But I know what he means.
Yeah.
But Dean is the older brother, and whilst I don't agree with how he acts most of the time, he does try and be the big brother all the time. Because it's natural.
It was horrible. Way horrible.
What was horrible?
I thought she'd be nice. I still can't believe it.
Believe what?
She took Danielle.
Who?
It's okay, you're safe. Just tell us, who took your friend?
It was Paris Hilton.
Sorry?
Yes.
Really good though. Skinny and fast.
What? Huh?
It's so funny.
So, local legend has it that the forest was guarded by a pagan god whose name was Leshy. A mischievous god, could take on infinite forms.
And let me guess. You like to munch on his fans.
Yep.
Leshy.
Could be appeased only with the blood from his worshippers. It would drain them, then stuff their stomachs with the seeds.
How's he doing it?
Nice.
What? Hey.
Here's the girl, so she
You
must be
alive?
nearby.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Such a weird image for Supernatural, you know? I like it.
I've been stuffing myself with fast food lately, so it's nice to do the ritual right. Prepare a nice, slow meal for a change.
Just like the good old days, huh?
I like the little effects of the sparks. It's
You have
quite
no
cool.
idea. People adored me. They used to throw themselves at me with smiles on their faces.
I guess these days nobody gives a flying crap about some backwoods forest god, huh?
Makes sense why she's, they are.
No, not since they cut down my forest and built a Yugo plant.
March of progress, sister.
For years
doing
now.
famous people.
I've been wandering, hungry, scared, scrounging for scraps. So not sexy. Adoring fans stroll right in the door.
Yeah, but they're not your fans.
So? They worship Lincoln, Gandhi, Hilton, whatever. I'll take what I can get.
You know, I gotta tell you, you are not the first god we've met, but you are the nuttiest.
No, you. You people. You're the crazy ones.
Humans are weird.
Used to worship gods. But this? There's still a lot of yummy meat on those bones, boy.
I hate to break it to you, sister, but, you can't eat me. See, I'm not a Paris Hilton BFF.
Remember that show?
Seen us wax.
No. But I can totally read your mind, Dean. I know who your hero is. Your daddy. Am I right? One distant father figure coming right up.
I like the fact they mentioned House of Wax, though. That was funny. Don't go too crazy, Sam. We know what happens. Oh my god.
Not a word.
Dude, you just got wailed on by Paris Hilton.
Shut up. Listen, I was thinking about what you said yesterday. About me keeping too tight of a leash on you. Well, maybe you're right. I mean, look, I'm not exactly Mr. Innocent in this whole mess either. You know, I did break the first seal.
You didn't know.
Yeah, well, neither did you. I'm not saying demon blood was a great way to go, but you did kill Lilith.
And start the apocalypse.
Which neither of us saw coming. I mean, who'd have thought killing Lilith would have been a bad thing?
That's true. They couldn't have known, either of them.
I was so worried about watching your every move that I didn't see what it was actually doing to you. So for that, I'm sorry.
Thanks. I see it. We got one shot at surviving this.
What's that?
Maybe I am on deck for
Horseman?
the devil. Maybe the same with you and Michael. Maybe there's no changing that.
Well, that's encouraging.
But we can stop wringing our hands over it. We gotta just grab onto whatever's in front of us, kick its ass, and go down fighting. But we're gonna have to do it on the same level.
You got it.
Good. Oh, good.
You want to drive?
Oh.
You sure?
Yeah, I could use a nap.
Good. Good. It's so nice to see them. Yeah, obviously there's still residual feelings going on, of course, but just to see them being brothers. Okay, guys, that was my reaction to Season 5, Episode 5 of Supernatural, Fallen Idols, and that was fun. That was really fun. It's really what I needed after the stressful, very stressful end of Season 4. The first 4 episodes all being about Michael, Lucifer, Raphael, angels, the apocalypse, which was interesting, but also like emotional and hard to watch at times. I needed a monster of the week, a bit more lighthearted, to kind of like get a breather, get a refresh. And that's what I love about these shows. That's why I said I really like shows like this that have a good mix of monster of the week to mythology episodes, because they always serve as like a bit of a I can relax and just watch this and enjoy it. And yeah, there is some really important stuff with Sam and Dean in this one, which I'll talk about soon. It was fun. It wasn't related to the apocalypse on the most part. They did mention it, obviously, here and there, but it was just easy. You could watch this on its own and not really have to worry too much about the ongoing storyline, minus Sam and Dean's conversations. But that was great. I love the fact that it was this god who was worshipped in the past, and so because that's no longer happening, because we don't really worship gods anymore, we mostly worship celebrities, it's now looking at these idols. So I had James Dean, Abraham Lincoln, Gandhi, and Paris Hilton. So I really like that it didn't just cover like modern celebrities, it was like more classic idols, like James Dean, obviously died a long time ago, Abraham Lincoln's old president, and Gandhi, and it was really fun to watch their interpretations, and I liked the brutalness of the deaths, like the way that the guy in the car died at the beginning with his face smashed through the windscreen. Awful, like really brutal, but really fun, especially when you learn why that happened and the relation to James Dean. And I thought it was a really silly storyline, but it really worked. And especially like if you told me like it's a storyline where this god takes the form of like famous people who died or whatever, or just famous people to kill people, I talk about James Dean and Abraham Lincoln. I'm like, okay, a little silly, but they can get away with it. But it also takes the form of Paris Hilton. I'd be like, that just sounds too silly. On paper, that would not work. But the way that Supernatural do it, it was great. And I really liked Paris Hilton in this. And like I say, I'm not a Paris Hilton fan. I've never watched Simple Life. I don't follow her on social media. I don't know what she's up to. I don't know much about her, other than that documentary that I watched on YouTube about her that came out like last year. I think it might have been last year, actually. It came out at some point, which again I'd really recommend. Even if you're not a fan of hers, it kind of helps you understand her a bit more, and the really awful things happened to her in that school she went to. But anyway, but it was really fun to see her in this, and the reference to House of Wax was good, and just like it does show like a lot of idols have changed, and nowadays we do worship celebrities more, and some for good reason, some, in my opinion, for no good reason. And especially nowadays when we worship like these TikTok stars who have become famous, and I don't want to criticise who you like and who you don't like. You like who you like, whatever. But people who become famous for doing like a couple of dances on a video, like they haven't changed the world the way people like some famous people have, or they're not super talented a lot of the time. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So it's really funny to see, like, obviously Paris Hilton has built an empire. She's done what, clothing probably, makeup, and loads of other things, and TV shows and movies and whatnot. So it'd be funny if this episode was made today, how different the celebrities would be, because some of the celebrities that are famous nowadays, even some YouTubers who are famous, objectively aren't necessarily talented. They're entertaining to some people. Let's not go down that rabbit hole where I get a lot of hate, but it's just interesting how celebrity has changed so much from how it used to be. And I'd be interested to know, like I say, if this episode was made in a show in 2021, who would the god take the form of? Would it be like Jake Paul, or I don't know, Dua Lipa, or Lady Gaga? Because I think definitely, if this episode was made today, Lady Gaga would be in it, because she's the kind of person that would probably do it as well. She would take the form of this god that wants to like take care of the form of celebrities. I think she would totally do it. So like part of me's like, oh, I wish they made this episode in like the last couple of seasons of Supernatural, because someone like Lady Gaga would probably definitely be down for this. But it was really fun. I like the Paris Hilton took part in it. I thought she was really funny in it, and how it used some of her like catchphrases, because she used like awesome and stuff. I don't really know like a lot about her mannerisms and stuff, but it seemed like the ghost. I keep calling it a ghost. It wasn't a ghost. It was a god, but was taking the form of these people, but also using their kind of actions and mannerisms. And like when it was Paris Hilton, it was like flicking their hair back and saying the words. I really enjoyed her in this. I don't want to go too down this rabbit hole of celebrity in Paris Hilton, but I really enjoyed her in this episode. It was a really fun performance, and it was really fun seeing the boys interact with her, and how she wasn't in it for too long. She was in like one scene really, and that was it. She was killed off, and I think that's the right way to do it. Have someone like that who may not be the best actor in the world. Let's be blunt about it. If you've watched House of Wax, you know. But Death Scene in House of Wax was really fun, and she was in it for one scene. It was really fun and gone. But I guess a big part of this episode as well was Sam and Dean working through the relationship, and okay. Let's get through this, because I know that there's a lot of intense fans on either side of the Sam-Dean debate. And I'm going to be blunt about it. It's going to upset some people, and I know that. But if you're in the camp that Sam did everything wrong, Dean's totally innocent in all this, and I've had comments, some that are fine, some I've had to delete because they're pretty rude, where you think that absolutely everything that goes wrong in the show is Sam's fault and he's the worst person ever. That's very narrow-minded approach, very blinkered approach to the show. If you're the person who thinks that Dean does everything wrong, so I've had those comments as well, and that Sam's completely innocent, that's a very blinkered approach. If you can't see it the way it is, that these boys both make mistakes. I'm a big Team Sam fan. I know there's people out there that are big Team Dean fans, but you have to admit that people make mistakes in life. The best characters in every TV show are people that you love, and they make mistakes, but they work through it, they become better people for it. My favourite character on Buffy the Vampire Slayer is probably Willow. I think she's an amazing character. I love her to death. But she makes mistakes. Spoiler alert for all of Buffy. But season 3, she does that stupid stuff where she flirts with and gets with Xander. Awful stuff. But she works through it, becomes a better person because of it. Season 6, pretty much look at all of season 6 and all the mistakes that Willow makes throughout that season and the awful, awful things that she does. But it makes her become a better person, and I love her because of that. I don't go, Willow does nothing wrong. Like, she was a great character, makes huge mistakes, and I love her because of the mistakes that she makes, that she learns and becomes a better person because of it. Because what we do in life, we make mistakes, we learn, we move on, and we grow and we get stronger. So Sam and Dean both make mistakes. They're both flawed characters, both great characters. And if you're in the camp that Sam and Dean don't ever make mistakes, or one of the two don't, whilst it's fine for you to make comments, as long as you're polite about it, just know that it is a very blinkered approach. And even if you admit that, then that's fine. If you go, I know they do stuff wrong, but I don't care, that's fine. That's great. I'm fine with that. I only say it because some people make comments and it's fine, but some people make really rude comments about me and other people's opinions, and I don't like it. And if I do see it, I do try and delete it. But I think the mature approach, or the reasonable approach to take with the show is they're both very flawed characters, they're both great characters, but they make mistakes, right? So I like the fact that in this episode they did acknowledge the fact that, yes, Sam did break the final seal, but Dean also broke the first seal. I've seen arguments in the season 4 finale comments. Again, some I've had to delete because they're quite rude, but some are just like mature debates or whatever, that's fine. But it is right that they both broke seals, and it is right that they both had parts to play, and it is right that not one person can be blamed for everything that goes wrong in this show. And if you do think that they can, then, well, you're going to disagree with me, and that's your choice. But that's what I like about these characters, and that whilst I am more usually Team Sam, you saw through season 4 that whilst I love Sam, I sided with Dean for a lot of it because I thought that Sam was doing wrong. But does that mean I don't like Sam anymore? No, of course it doesn't. It means that I appreciate the flawed character that he is, and that he's trying to learn from what he did in season 4. He's trying to make amends, and he's trying to do better. And that's why I liked Sam and Dean in this episode. But whilst Dean was a little frustrated, like, come on, Dean, just open up. I know Dean just struggled with that. Like, he was trying to do things like, he had that conversation with Bobby on the phone, which Sam overheard. Sam was, like, trying to talk about it. Dean just wasn't willing to talk about it. I found that a little frustrating, but I get it, how Dean is as a character. But I did like how at the end he was like, look, you are right, because they were both mature in that moment when, look, what we had did not work. Whilst Dean is a big brother, and he's always going to treat Sam like a little brother because he is a big brother, and his instinct is to take care of him, especially with what they went through as kids. Totally. Completely understandable. There are points when it didn't work, and it was like Dean said, I was too busy. I don't even know how to word it. He was trying to do the right thing so much, it actually didn't always help. And that's not a criticism of Dean, because he was doing what he felt was right. But like, they're both such flawed characters, and that's what I like. Like, if you can't see that, it does amaze me that you get comments like, they do absolutely nothing wrong in the show ever. I'm like, but they do. There's no one in life that doesn't make mistakes. In TV shows, characters are made to be like really good characters, but they make these bad decisions along the way to learn from them, and it just amazes me. But I like where they got to at the end of this episode, where it's, look, I can't hold this against you all the time. Yes, you did bad things, but we need to move on. We need to team up. We need to work together to stop the apocalypse, and I need to start treating you a bit more grown up because you are an adult. You do make your own choices. Yeah, you do make your own decisions as well. You know, that's what they do, and they need to treat each other like equals now, and that's what I loved how they got to that point. Do I think that it's over? No, of course not. Of course, there's going to be things that probably get brought up along the season. Well, things that do get tied back to the fact that Sam drank the demon blood. He, started the apocalypse, but also Dean had a part to play in that as well, and if you don't agree, then please unsubscribe, because I'm never going to agree with you. I do think that they both broke seals. Yes, Dean was tortured. He didn't know he was going to do that. Of course he didn't. Sam didn't know he was breaking the final seal. They both did things to help start this apocalypse. And I know that there are apologists for people out there that go, yes, he did, but... And I know, but he was tortured, but he was manipulated, but there is that on both sides, and... that's just a fact of the show. Fact is, they both broke seals. Fact is, neither of them knew they were going to break a seals. Fact is, they're flawed characters, interesting characters, and I love them both. And if you don't agree and you're really angry with my opinion here, please unsubscribe. Please go watch someone else that does totally agree with you, because I'm never going to be that person that just goes, Dean is amazing, he does nothing wrong. Sam is amazing, he does nothing wrong. Yes, I am more Team Sam as a person. More because I fancy Jared. But they make mistakes. And I know I feel like a broken record at this point, but it's just because I'm seeing increasingly comments that are quite rude about it, And it's like, it's frustrating because I see them interacting with other commenters, and I'm always going to protect my commenters who are nice. Yeah, I don't want to ramble too much. I know I'm still going to get hate comments because it's YouTube, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from, that I just want people to be polite and open and honest about what's actually going on in the show. But I really liked how it ended, and I like the fact that it seems like they're a team again. And I love that. And he got Sam to drive the car, which is really nice. And I hope that that means that there's a step forward in their relationship and they can move on from some of the issues they were having, some of the anger towards each other, or at least more so Dean towards Sam, and that they can work together and hopefully approach the next stage of this apocalypse fight as a team rather than at odds with each other and holding these little like grudges against each other. And like Dean ringing Bobby, making these comments is like, it's not healthy. Understandable, yes. Is it healthy? No. And it just means that whilst he is trying to work through things and it does take time, that it isn't healthy for their relationship. So I have hopes now for going forward. I want some more Monster League episodes before we go back to the apocalypse, but we'll see what the next episode brings. But yeah, this episode was fun, a good refreshing break from the apocalypse, from all the drama. Really enjoyed the Paris Hilton stuff. All the IDOLS stuff was great. Sam and Dean stuff was great. I like their working through their relationship a bit more. That was really nice to see and heartwarming at the end when they kind of agreed to kind of work as a team again. So let me know down below what you thought of the episode in the comments. That was season 5, episode 5, Fallen Idols. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you understood what I'm saying, even if you don't agree, because I know there is people out there that I'm going to approach it quite bluntly, are a bit kind of very blinkered when it comes to certain characters. You all know it. Some of you talk to me privately about it in comments, like just be warned about certain characters, certain people who love this character. Don't try and ignore this subsection of the fan group because they are pretty intense, and I'm not being rude about it. I'm just stating a fact. There are intense fans on any fandom that will take a character, fall in love with them, and just defend them to the death without really realising that they are a 3D multi-layered characters that do make mistakes, and that's what makes them so good. But acting like they don't make mistakes is kind of unhealthy. Sorry if you don't agree, if you hate it, please just unsubscribe and go watch someone that is on your side, because I know my approach isn't for everybody, but I'm just trying to approach this to see all sides of all characters and try and see things from every point of view. I'm going to stop now before I get too much hate. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode, the reaction, Paris Hilton stuff, and Sam and Dean's conversations. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of Supernatural Season 5. Bye guys. Take care. Stay safe.